Welcome to episode 132 of the Planet Destiny podcast, your number one stop shop for everything D2, because, what is it, 9 days? 9 days away? We're 9 days away from D2?
It's pretty close.
11.
Getting
10.
Somewhere within there?
Pretty close.
9. 8.
Depends
7.
on what time zone. I think I'm playing at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, so...
Yeah, those lucky West Coast people.
Stoked.
3 in the morning, right? But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Planet Destiny podcast. We are back for what is we're almost at the last show before D2. We're getting there, baby. There's so much to talk about today. And we have got our usual roundtable of hosts. We have got Story Machine.
Hello.
Mega Magwitch.
Hi.
Bones, yes, that Bones, the one and only Bones from Crucible Radio.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Bones.
And Mr. Fallout Blaze. And of course, I am the Black Link, and we are here to talk to you guys about a week in Destiny and another week towards Destiny 2. This one, not going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel this week, baby, because, oh, man, what a week it's been. In terms of Destiny 2 news. Yeah, man.
It's leak week, isn't it, really?
It's leak week.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, is that just what we're going to refer to it as? Gigantic leaks for things that come out a day before they're supposed to. And everyone here has to just zip their lips and sit there waiting, watching the clock for the embargo to go away.
Every single day.
Talk about it.
Every single day at some point I get some sort of Twitter DM that I'm like, well, here we go. Let's see some more things that I'm not allowed to talk about right now. We'll wait for it to come out officially. Whew. Whew.
But yeah, we got quite the expansive look at some European Dead Zone footage this week, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We got to see basically everything about Patrol. We got a good look at adventures. We got a good look at Patrol missions, Patrol events, what Lost Sectors are going to play like, and most importantly, all of the kinds of rewards that you're going to get just from playing there out in the public spaces in Destiny 2. And what do we think?
Fallout.
I like it.
What?
I
just watched your face as Link was saying about Dead Zone.
It was like, yeah, we got some footage of the European Dead Zone, and I'm thinking to myself here, I'm like, yeah, we got the official footage and we got the unofficial footage. You know,
yeah.
I opened up Destiny the game to see what was cracking on Reddit, and I was like, huh. European Dead Zone footage. I click it open. I was like, how official is this? Is someone filming this on like a microwave in like the back room of like, and the footage is pretty good. I was like, wow, this is probably going to get taken down in like 2 minutes.
Honestly, I've watched so much stuff. I can't even remember what's official and what isn't official and what I'm allowed to talk about and what I'm not at this point.
I think at this point, it's just talk about it all.
I feel like most of the things were in the official stuff.
Yes, it was.
Everything that I saw, to answer Link's question, is it seemed like, you know, a touch of what I'm used to, but, you know, a little bit bigger and better. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about things right now. I want to play things and see how they feel, but it didn't look as bland as patrolling does in Destiny 1. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that this is
the
kind of
out of my
patrol
system
that everyone's been wanting or asking for?
Well, it's never what everyone's been wanting, but there's always someone who didn't want it and is going to make it known that he didn't. But I think it's...
There are good things to talk about today, and it's really nice to be able to have some stuff to talk about. Everything that we know is coming that has been in legitimate news sources has been, oh, cool, that's good information. That will result in good things. I just have to get it out of my system, though, that, like, the way we found out all this stuff, especially about 14 days before the release, was just sort of like, really? And, like, I was at work. I get, like, you know, Discords are blowing up, and I'm like, why is what's everyone's freaking out? I'm like, oh, all right. That's a huge piece of news. And it's just like, there was someone found in minute 42 of 90 minutes of stuff we've never seen. I was just like, really? Oh, all right. They clearly needed something for Gamescom. So, man, that was kind of an anticlimactic little it was an opposite of hype. Huge hype.
I'm with you,
moment.
Bones, because they were doing so well up until that point. Everything was it was like the cleanest of track records in like feeding bits and pieces of information to try and like get that hype going for the actual release, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, there it is.
And you know, for anyone who isn't aware of what happened, basically,
wait a minute, spoilers. Okay,
a lot of those.
If you're listening to the Planet Destiny podcast 9 days before Destiny 2 comes out, and there's been a fuck ton of spoilery official announcements and unofficial stuff, this is your warning. Permanently, we're going to be talking about some Destiny 2 stuff on this podcast, probably.
Yeah, but don't worry, there's going to be no Game of Thrones spoilers. Don't worry about that. None of that. Just Destiny 2.
Link, go ahead and talk about what was revealed in the info. And for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm going to go like this to signify that you should not listen. And when he's done with the spoiler, I'll take my hands off my ears. Okay, go.
All right, so basically, to give a quick rundown of what happened this week, I think on Wednesday, a couple of places that had footage of the European Dead Zone put it out a day before they were supposed to. And this footage was comprehensive. It shows off everything. We got to see new exotic gameplay. We got to see new stuff in Patrol like high-value targets. We got to see how you activate new Patrol missions. We even got to see a bit about how you can turn on heroic versions of Patrol missions if you guys didn't know that's a thing. So it was a ton of information. It got put on the internet for about an hour, pulled right back off. Everybody was told to zip their lips until the embargo went up. And then the day after, we, of course, got a trailer basically officiating all of this stuff. We got 90 minutes of pure gameplay in Patrol. So not a lot of room for nuance or subtlety in there with 90 minutes of just pure commentary-less gameplay. But Fallout, I'm sorry, there's no way I'm going to be able to go through this list without you losing your mind. Golden chests, those are coming back. Regional chests like we used to have in D1. Patrol events, we've got EDZ tokens. You're going to be getting those from basically everything you do in the European Dead Zone. Those EDZ tokens will be utilized as kind of a form of currency that you can trade in with a special NPC named Davrin K, who basically runs the EDZ faction, which is another surprise. I didn't think the European Dead Zone patrol area was going to have a faction tied to
Daddy
it.
DK.
Yeah, Daddy DK. Got
the Silver Fox.
Tokens. Got to bring them tokens for Daddy DK. But where do I go with this? How do I crunch this up? It looks insane. It looks insane. We got to see patrol missions. We got to see events. We got to see some Lost Sector gameplay, including with Game Informer. They went and did a couple of full Lost Sector runs. Those look super cool. There's going to be something called high-value targets just randomly spawning out in Patrol now. These are bosses that when you kill them, they drop treasure chests that gives you EDZ tokens and like exotics. We got to see an exotic weapon drop from a Patrol event, which was kind of neat. We got a brand new exotic Void Pulse rifle named the Graviton Lance. That thing looks cool. It's basically like if you took the Icebreaker, the Zen Meteor, and a pulse rifle and just shoved it into one. Too much. There's too much going on. There's no way I can summarize it. I give up. I toss in the towel. I'm done.
Well done, man.
Go play Patrol.
My arms are getting tired.
There's a lot of stuff. It's real big. It's real detailed. Everything looks beautiful. I personally just kind of like bounced around. Like I saw quite a bit, but never more than 10 seconds at a time kind of thing. But the amount of different settings and colors and stuff in this new location is extremely promising. Yeah. It is no longer drop into Cosmodrome, see Cosmodrome stuff, and know exactly where you are basically at all times. And it seems like there's like a decent amount of traveling to be done. Mm-hmm. And there was no spaces either that looked like and you know, I could be wrong, but there was no here's a long canyon with literally nothing to do where you sparrow to the next spot and there's one thing to do there, and then sparrow on to the next spot and there's one or two things to do there. It looked like everything was dense and there was a lot of places to hide and things to pop up and stuff. It was very, very full. I thought it looked great.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
That was pretty good.
I think let's end the podcast there. I like it. We're done. All
Did
right.
anyone notice the potential for another previous catchphrase that Link just said there? How do I crunch this up? I think that's brilliant. I think Fallout's face with a big spoon, nice big massive bowl of cereal. How do I crunch this up? We're millionaires. There we go. Patented. Right here.
Get on it.
You do it.
How do I crunch it up?
Crunchitize me, TBL.
Crunchitize. I got you. Catchphrases all day. But yeah, it looks like the new patrol areas, and again, we just got to see one, just the European Dead Zone. But it looks like it's going to be absolutely chock full of things to do. So much so that it looks like you might actually be able to kind of substitute running strikes for hours with just staying in patrol. And
sounds beautiful.
Wasn't
actually
that like
not
a huge request though? That
so
was
cool.
like that's been a request for people for a long time. Like rather than grinding strikes for loot, I want to be able to grind exploration. And it's not to take the word patrol out of it. Patrol is just the means to an end. But like I want to be able to explore the world that we have and get great loot from it and do it like on an unlimited basis. So
it's like what Mega said last week, which when he said it out loud, I started cracking up. I couldn't help it because it just sounded so funny, but it's true. We want end game patrol. We want that sweet end game patrol, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to always feel like there's a point to be on the planets traveling around and just futzing, you know? And I like it. I like the way it feels. I'm telling you, everything about it was jazzing me up. Like this. Felt like everything had a lot more personality in it too. Just like the way getting your missions and stuff, just everything. I don't know. It was nice. Whew, I don't know how else to say it. It's too much to talk about. Like I don't even know where to put my brain. Like what the hell's a bright engram? What the hell is that?
Why aren't all the engrams bright? Yeah? That's my question. What's special about that one?
It seems like so. A bright engram happened when somebody leveled up in the footage, and it seems like that's what you get maybe when you level up when you're already max level, which seems to be level 20.
That was confirmed by IGN afterwards. Bright engrams are basically going to be replacing your mode of light kind of reward when you level up. So you get to level 20, you keep leveling up your bar, you'll get a bright engram every time you hit that level up. But they didn't tell us what you can turn them in for. They said they'll talk more about that upon the game's release. So.
Ooh,
that'll be next week's leak, isn't it?
You can turn it for a blue hand cannon.
I just watched Nightmare Before Christmas the other night for some reason, but I feel like
don't need a reason
for the first time.
Great fucking movie, Bones.
I had that song stuck in my head. And I can just imagine myself going on patrol and finding stuff and going, what's this? What's this? Bright engrams everywhere. What's this? Just like, that's what I'm going to be doing the whole time. I just want to find
next. Dude, I mean, you could make that video and get an easy 40,000 views right there.
100,000.
That's the next.
Which one? Moment of the week. Here it comes.
Mega and I talk about the music video Destiny meta all the time and how it's great, and at the same time, it can be really perplexing.
It can be. Yeah,
that's a guaranteed winner, Bones. Lock that up.
That is a winner. You take some European Dead Zone footage right now. You throw some pitchy vocals over it, singing "What's this?" You're good.
Hey man, I'm trying to branch off from just rapping. You know, I don't want to just. It's not all about Crucible hype tracks.
You're going the Childish Gambino route. You don't want to tie yourself down to just one field. I got you.
Yeah, this is my red bone.
Red bones. It's perfect. Oh my god.
I like red bone, but what it would sound like if it was recorded by a guy who calls himself Bones on the internet.
Everything I want it to be and more.
Oh my god. So anything else we want to talk about from
what's the I saw a trailer. I was trying really hard to like not soak in all of the info that was happening, but like I really like Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot, so I was like, this is just gonna happen. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get hit with all the information. And just when I thought that we just couldn't get any more hype with all the news, all the footage, they put out some trailer where it's like, hey, here's a chick with a sniper rifle. She has a pet bird. I was like, what?
Awesome. That's what sold Fallout on Destiny 2.
There we go.
She's got a fucking bird. It's just like, we love Destiny 1, but it's like, we want it to have more character, more NPCs in the game who have like a personality. Because right now we have like Cade who like oozes personality, and we love Cade, but like we want more characters to get attached to really care about, and like I don't know, I feel like we're getting there, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah,
I'd say, honestly, my top 2 characters in Destiny 1 are Cade and the Sweeper bot, so definitely need to branch out in terms of who I care about.
Not a big pool there, huh?
Yeah.
I heard a rumble in the Bronx about a Vex NPC. Is this just pants, or is it real, or what? I don't know. I saw it on my Twitter feed in all caps, so it could be bullshit. Probably is bullshit. A possible Vex
I have no idea, actually. Haven't seen anything about that.
Really? Well, maybe I dreamt it then. I don't know. Maybe I dreamed it.
I haven't even heard that.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it now.
I can see Deej in a darkly lit room watching the podcast like, oh, he's breaking the conditioning. He's remembering. Watch your Windows story. But
I'm having a look. Yeah, I'm having a look.
But yeah, you know, the notion of wanting more character in your characters in Destiny is certainly something we've talked about here on the show. I was actually a part of a 24-hour donation charity stream that Lore Minds was putting on for this past day or so, and we had guys like My Name is Bife and Mylan Games and stuff not on for the course of the day, and that was a conversation we all got into. The notion of narrative in Destiny and how we want more characters like Cade. We want more characters like, say, Eris Morn, who's actually someone who has some of the most depth in terms of narrative throughout the history of Destiny. And it seems like Bungie's just taking that and running with it, because we've gotten these backstory listings for Zavala. We've gotten these kind of character features for Cade, for Ikora, now for Hawthorne. We got this brand new dude named Devrin K, who's not just going to be an NPC who talks to us. He's actually a part of some of the missions that you sign up for and the adventures that you dive into in the European Dead Zone. So, I mean, if you're looking for more characters with character, I think Bungie's on the right road for that, I'd say.
Nice.
Did we talk about Lewis the Hawk?
We did not. Because we're all hoping he doesn't eat the chicken.
First of all, screw that chicken. I think that's the dumbest thing. No one got like super attached to one of the pigeons in the tower. Like, oh, just this pigeon.
No, can we talk about this conspiracy that I'm onto, which is that Bungie only included chickens in the game because they've seen the success of PUBG and how everyone's obsessed with chickens. And so clearly, this is a shot back at PUBG. Obviously, they're putting chickens in the game. They're trying to say, look at our game. We actually have
got chickens as well.
Yeah,
fully rendered chickens.
That's how they're pulling all your favorite Destiny streamers back in, baby, is the chicken. The chickens are the key to all of it. Continue, Bones, about the Hawk.
Chicken. But yeah, there's this. These Meet the Characters trailers are 30 seconds long, and already you feel like, holy shit, I give any shits about these people immediately. Even if I don't really know if I like them or not, I care about finding out whether or not I do. And I just thought that nice subtle humor of also introducing her bird, Lewis, was just so great, where it's like, oh God, you know this game is actually going to have that Bungie personality. And there's there's some funny stuff in Destiny. It took them a while to confidently put it in. But there's some really clever things that happen. I just played my girlfriend's still grinding her way up to 400 light, and she just played the mission where it starts showing you the mission complete countdown, and then you have to run out like it's not actually over. And that was amazing. I was like, I forgot they did something so cool. They really went for it. So I just think that they go into this with a ton of confidence, and we're just gonna have so much more fun talking about every character now, as opposed to just like, here's something we made up entirely about the whole of these characters just so that we can have fun tonight. It's going to be actually given to us, and I think it's great.
100% agree.
Please don't kill the bird.
Personality. Oh my!
Don't kill the chicken.
Don't kill the bird,
Lewis.
Dude.
Don't kill Lewis.
Don't kill Lewis. Take the chicken.
Yeah, take the chickens.
Hashtag
don't kill Lewis.
Lewis dies. Lewis is going to die, and we're going to use the Traveler's Light to bring him back into the 4th race that you can play as bird people. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. All right, we're going to have bird people confirmed. I'm telling you guys.
Cade's going to be holding his chicken, and there's going to be a gunshot, and you'll see a flurry of feathers, and he'll look down, and he'll think he's holding a dead chicken, but it turns out Lewis flew in front of the bullet and took the bullet for the chicken.
That's so
and
Lewis.
And then Cade realizes he owes his life
Lewis.
to.
That's so Lewis.
Like Bungie story written by Disney or something like that. Jeez.
It's getting a bit emotional, isn't it? Really,
it really is.
Tugging at my my cold, dead heartstrings.
Yeah, your cold heart. Oh man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to. I can't not reference any Destiny gun name that I know. Can't help it.
Man. That slipped out.
What else should we talk about, boys? I want to talk about another really kind of spoilery thing, which falls. It might be a headphones.
Still listening to this.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Which falls in line with Bones's things coming out in kind of the least hype way possible, which is basically the revelation that we are going to get some other subclasses that we didn't have 100% confirmation.
Yeah,
we're in. Yeah,
and
well, there that is, I guess. So Nightstalker and Stormcaller, and I think it's safe to assume some sort of Hammer Bro equivalent.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Has it been confirmed that they're in with the actual initial release, or is it going to be a DLC thing?
Well, here's where I fall on that. We don't know. I think it'd be weird if it was DLC personally to have it be DLC again. And if you look at the trophy list, the wording of the trophy says, for one of the trophies, more spoilers, is you've reclaimed all of your subclasses.
That's default
and
release,
the fact it doesn't say just both, it seems like it's got to be all.
I forgot we had that trophy leak too, which gave away at least the names of quite a few really important things. But yeah, it would, Story, there was no official word from Bungie on, returning Taken King subclasses, but watching the gameplay that came out basically solidified it. If you watch some of the Game Informer gameplay with the artifacts and whatnot that you could get, what the flavor text and quest lines tied to those artifacts told you to do, and then with some of the quest lines that popped up after that, it was some pretty direct references to Night Stalkers on Hunter and to Stormcaller on Warlock being something that you unlock by kind of playing Patrol. And I thought that was a really interesting way to kind of get it, because it looked like the quest line, based on the gameplay we saw, unlocked when either of those classes, the Hunter or the Warlock, they opened up special chests that gave them a special artifact. And then upon equipping that artifact, they got a quest that told them to recharge and reconnect themselves to the light by going out and participating in patrol events and stuff like that. So it looks like you'll be probably able to reconnect with those old classes just by playing patrol. And if that winds up being the case in the full game, I think that's actually kind of a neat way to bring those classes back, rather than just have them available as an option right off the start. Kind of like unlocking them for the first time in the Taken King, which I thought was really cool.
I can see it now. You get better loot in Destiny 2 by playing Patrol. Screw the raids. Screw the trials. Screw it's all about Patrol.
It's all about patrols. They went into the opposite direction. Screw the raids. Just run Patrol. There you go.
Okay. Well, here's a way we can talk about new subclasses without spoiling anything else from all of this EDZ information. But we don't know what they look like. We just know that they're there.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. We have a huge surprise coming. Fucking please just don't show it in the next 11 days.
Oh my God.
For the love of God.
Like
don't do it.
Concerns there. But
guys, we don't know about the secret 4th subclass.
You did it again.
It's coming in a DLC.
What I did want to ask you guys though is, based on the changes to supers and the new features of supers that we've seen so far, and that we've seen the Voidwalker, Striker, and Gunslinger change, what can we possibly expect for the TTK, the Taken King subclasses? Because I don't know. Do hammers get the charge?
Really
do they lose their
question.
charge? Strikers kind of have their thing now. Is a tether another just DPS machine for every raid? I don't know. There's a lot to wonder.
Where do hammers fit in right now if they're in it? Because Sentinel and Striker already have a charge type deal that they can do, and just Dawn Blade's really similar to how hammers throw in general. I feel like it's a slower pace fire projectile, so it's just what would it be? What you summon a gigantic like carnival mallets. You just smack it down at a distance.
Wait, and someone gets flattened and then they go like this.
Exactly.
I always thought it could be like a little purple dodgem that everyone sits in and they can ride around like invincible for a little bit, running over stuff and getting.
It's like a trike.
Yeah,
I like that.
You get a Titan trike and just kind of.
Let's keep riding this crazy train. Let's
okay.
And Stormcaller is just like a cell phone that just hi, and then electricity just comes out and tickles people, you know.
You just call in an airstrike.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking you leave the new Samsung whatever out on the floor and someone picks it up like it's a decoy, like, oh, it's a new phone, and then they just get like fried. And then
Stormcaller, I'm just calling in my melee. It's my melee, my new melee. It's from like 1,000 miles away. Yeah, please kill the guy.
Thunderstrike like Thor strikes a random opponent anywhere on the map. You can't avoid it. Like no counter to it.
Yeah,
the Sunbreaker is going to take a hunter on their team and ball them up and then throw them at enemy guard.
That's how it works.
Amazing. Turns into dodgeball. I would be so into that.
The hunter pops out and kills a bunch of people.
I think, like, for Stormcaller, though, I was thinking about this the other day. Because I like Stormcaller.
Me too.
Because I'm a dirty bastard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the two trees are probably going to... Because one of the things that people were complaining about Stormcaller D1 is that you have a really amazing roaming super and you also have a really solid melee locked up into the neutral game. So what if they have, because now we can't mix and match anymore, right? It's like you take this tree or you take that tree or you go fuck yourself. It's like one tree is probably going to be like focusing on here's all the stuff you can do to make your Storm Trance really money. And then on the bottom one, maybe it'll be less stuff on the Storm Trance. It'll be like, hey, here's one perk for your melee. I mean, are they going to bring back the craziness of Amplitude? I mean, I shouldn't say craziness, but like because of the insanity. I mean, like the Arc Strider has a further ranged melee now. I mean, you have to trigger it by doing the little dodgy do, and then then you get the further range. But
there's a couple perks that do enhance melee, so it's not out of the question that they get some range.
Yeah, and reduce damage on the melee as well. So
True.
Would it be?
There you go.
Because I think the biggest problem with Thundersnipe wasn't necessarily the range as such, but it's the fact that the range combined with like a shotgun attack. It was like from a real big distance, a shotgun shot that would not kill would kill with the Thundersnipe, and it was like a combo that was like the more frustrating thing rather than like the melee on its own. But so that'd be. Yeah.
I would expect some sort of amplitude effect in there. I'm curious how powerful the super is, or how long it lasts now, because we've seen them shorten supers, seen that they do less damage against other supers and stuff. So how do you take something that does like constant damage and compare that with all the other supers that we have are pretty much like one hit kills right now? I feel like not like constant damage. So fighting another super, I'm curious how effective it is now, because like things that normally take one hit to kill, like a golden gun, take 2 hits on another super. So then how much longer does a Stormcaller take to kill another super now?
And will it have the iconic ionic blink? That
Good
is
question.
Please. Yeah.
I hope so. That made
It'll probably be on one of the trees. That
only one.
If it's on Amplitude, then it's not going to be on the same tree as Amplitude.
Yeah. That'd be ridiculous.
That would be the lights.
No one's running the other thing.
I didn't even read the other tree. I just picked the
here's one thing I was thinking about is with Nightstalker, if it's kind of the same, we haven't had invisibility on anything, have we, right now?
Nope.
So would we still get an invisibility smoke bomb or something like that? Would that be a thing? Because that's kind of like how we didn't know Blink was going to be in the game. We didn't think it would anymore, but we haven't seen invisibility. Maybe we would see it still on a Nightstalker. So I would imagine they'd get that. Yeah.
Super wild and crazy guess, but I'm going to say that there's no wombo combo that kills anymore, simply because grenades and melee like throwing power just don't do the same amount of damage, which people can either be happy or sad about that. I don't really know.
Pour one out. Pour one out for the wombo combo.
I think we can guess we're probably going to get one tree that has a quiver type ability for the bow, I would imagine, and one that is more black hole-ish with the super, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm curious. I wonder if they'll make it so it's better when it hits a super now. That's my one wish for Nightstalker.
Did it truly be the shutdown super?
Yes. Yeah. Not like I hit you with my bow dead on and then you just sun charge me anyway and then it grabs you and you get stopped. I'm like, all right.
Lol, 1 second activation window.
I was doing
really annoying if your whole team though has their supers ready and someone has like a black hole thing and they shoot that. In this game where your super doesn't come very often, like completely shutting down multiple supers with your super will be very good, I think. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yes. Excitement.
I'm sorry.
I'm
just excited. I'm excited to have Nightstalker in there because that's what I mostly play. So it's good news for me.
I'm gonna be all about the Warlock, man. The Warlock party is right there. I was tempted with Arcstrider because the dancing, the pole, it looks very magnetizing. I am thinking about that as well as a secondary, but it was all about the Dong Blade, and then the rumble, the rumble about Stormcaller coming back. I'll just have to go back to my roots, man. My roots are gonna be there right there and then. So,
Dory, did you see that tweet I put out today?
No, I've been AFK still.
How dare you?
I'm gonna put it. Folks are still here.
I'm putting it in the chat. Boom.
Okay.
I was just talking about how the Arcstrider super has really generous hit detection, and I was going back to I was rewatching footage today, A, for a video I'm making, and B, just to like put me in the mood for the PC beta starts tomorrow. And I found that clip of the Arcstrider. I was like, that is some really generous hit detection. Holy God.
Is it generous, or is it like, was that a one-off? Was that a consistent generous?
That was the most extreme that I had seen, but on like all levels. Like I had people usually outside of the visual range of where I'm swinging the pole, and like I still nick them anyway. I'm like, yeah, damn right.
I did have that a couple of times, but I just didn't find it something that I could rely upon. But then again, I was kind of bewildered, so testing was not really part of my routine. But yeah, I did notice there was something there, but it just wasn't like, oh, I can do this all the time. This is me. I can pull this out of my pocket whenever I choose. Yeah.
So basically we're all excited except for we don't know what Sunbreaker does. Cool. That's where we're at. Cool.
Or if it's even coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe they're there. We're happy that maybe that they're there.
I want to pose.
Let's try and get more vague.
Yeah, I want to pose the question out there. Then let's assume 2 years down the line, we're getting our next big expansion. Are we getting new subclasses like we did with the Taken King, or are we getting new nodes for our supers, or what? What do you guys think the long-term Destiny future is for more supers or more things like that?
I don't think it would happen within the first year.
No, I don't think so either.
The first two expansions, I don't think it would be that way. If the years after that, maybe.
Because I can't imagine that it's just what shipped with vanilla is all we have for the end of the game. I could see if they're only adding like nodes that you can choose, that maybe it could happen within the first year. But if they're adding entirely new subclasses, I don't think those are coming until obviously like a Taken King level expansion, like gigantic.
Yeah. And I mean, we already know what mostly the release schedule is for expanded content with Destiny 2. They're going to be following that Destiny 1 kind of time frame where every 5 to 6 months they want to have some big content come out. We're going to have our first DLC come out in December of this year, and then we can probably assume that the next big one's going to be May, April, maybe June, in the middle of summer or something like that. And like I said, I just can't see a new super or something like that coming within that time frame. That would be like the next big, large expansion like we got with Taken King.
Yeah, a new subclass new supers, that kind of thing. That's huge. Even though you'd think with the sequel of a game that could be a kind of a given. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. I think that's next scale big stuff.
Okay, guys. I'm just curious. I'm curious. in a way, because like when the Taken King came out, it was kind of easy to give a new subclass to everything because everything was missing one element. I would just be curious how you do it, just conceptually how you would do it in the future, because do you add one new element and everybody gets that one new element? Do you have it so a new type of super of the same element that we already have or something like that? I don't know. I'm thinking long term, baby, because obviously there's not enough to think about right now. The here and now is not enough for me. I'm just curious. I just want more already. Already, Bungie, where the fuck are you on this stuff? All right.
What do you mean you want more? They more than doubled your Glimmer inventory space.
Oh,
Mega.
let's talk about that Glimmer. Oh my god, so much Glimmer.
Yeah, man, they had like 50K in some of those videos.
It was ludicrous. My brain couldn't even handle it. I don't know. I'm going to assume that's where I'm going to assume it was previous gen consoles holding us back on the amount of Glimmer we could have. So now that we've ditched those legacy consoles, we're finally getting the Glimmer that we've all been asking for.
I was going to say, I'm putting a lot of blame on that. I'm going to assume that a lot. Every problem with Destiny 1 was because of previous gen.
What they're not telling you, though, is the value of the Glimmer has actually dropped considerably since the tower was destroyed.
Damn, the inflation.
Functionally, we have less. God,
the bubble popped.
It's actually 50.5 Glimmer is now the full Glimmer, so it's like 50%.
This podcast is getting too real.
Yeah. Plus the fact
Bitcoin.
There's a lot of exports coming in from the farm for these chickens that are apparently so important. So that's a chicken tax has been implemented on all Guardians now. So unfortunately, it's mandatory. You can't avoid it. It's like TV licenses.
It's the real reason we're going after Gaul is the unfair taxation. Is that yeah.
The taxation without representation.
Next year, I mean, I hate to talk about it now, but Guardians are being replaced by automation. We're losing our jobs out here.
Oh,
Sweeper bots.
The sweeper bots are fucking bullshit, taking away jobs from hardworking Guardians.
You see Shaq's always building those Crucible robots and stuff like all around the tower. I do feel like I'm being replaced. Oh my god.
He'll make his own MLG team.
Gaul was an inside job, guys. The tower fell. It was
Gaul wasn't.
The speaker was part of it. We saw him with Gaul in the trailer. It's all together, man.
That's right.
It's a conspiracy.
We need Destiny 2 right now.
We need Cabal jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
We have another weekend of this bullshit.
I do want to talk about how we did see the speaker was alive, at least in that trailer, right?
But first, we got to talk about how tower NPCs can't afford to buy houses because they're too busy spending money on avocado toast.
That's
what were you saying about the speaker?
I think he's alive right now. He's alive or something. Gaul nabbed him. He nabbed our speaker, and boy, am I medium about that. How dare you, Gaul? Boy, not my speaker. Oh, gee.
Do I feel something about that?
You ever have one of those moments where you have a dumb little laugh to yourself about something totally stupid? Like I was watching that trailer and Gaul.
Every single minute.
Gaul has the speaker lowered down on that thing, and he's walking up to him, and he's like, in that badass voice, which I can't really replicate, but he's like, "Do you see?" And then I wanted to be like, if I was the speaker, like, "Nope, you see my fucking mask?
Wow,
can't see shit."
Thanks for bringing it up. They call me the speaker, not the seer, motherfucker.
I want the speaker to go like,
so traveler.
So what happens? You talk first, I talk first. Who goes first here?
Oh yes.
Who talks first?
Before you know it, Destiny 2 becomes just a buddy cop film with Gaul and the speaker.
Oh, God.
It's rush hour.
I like it.
Some sort of Destiny cops thing. Yeah, that'd be weird if that were to exist.
That would be weird.
Damn it, Gaul. You blew up 2 towns trying to take out the Vex. The Traveler's going to have my ass.
You understand the words that are coming out of this mask? Nobody understands the words that are coming out of that mask.
Over your light.
God, stripping you.
What are we talking about right now?
This is what happens. This is
remember
the
that
final
thing about how
Destiny 1.
how characters matter? And then you're like, oh great, characters matter because there's a little video about him. Like, there ain't no video about the speaker. So man, if he dies, no.
I don't give a fuck.
That was a hard
if Destiny 1 literally opened with the speaker like being dead on the ground, my reaction would just be, eh.
I literally predicted. I was like, "Oh, see what they did in Homecoming was they just very quickly, long before the actual game is out, they clarify that that character has just died. Yeah. The Band-Aid has been ripped off, and in 5 months they won't even be thinking about it. We don't have to explain what happened to that character.
You're not even thinking about it now.
What's the TV trope? God, what is it called? There's a very specific TV trope from what was the show Happy Days, where there was like a character
Jump
in the
second
shark.
season.
No.
His brother that goes up the stairs.
Up the stairs and never comes
went
back
upstairs
down.
to his room, and then he never came back to the show.
They never
again.
mentioned him again.
So like in the D2 opening cinematic, like the fucking speaker goes upstairs to his bedroom, and then you never see him for the rest of the trilogy. What was the name of that? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna look it up.
It was whatever his name's brother. Yeah, he was in like one episode. Went up the stairs, never saw him again.
Huh. Continuity, we love it.
Yeah.
So, is it?
It is questions. It is
Chuck
actually
Cunningham.
We were doing
Cunningham.
Chuck Cunningham.
I was going to bring up one more thing. I don't know if we want to talk about any of the other information that may have come from the trophies. Any names of things or any other.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. Just do it, Mega.
I just want to talk. I'm really more interested in talking about what the fuck a prestige difficulty could be. Yeah. That's what I want to know. We have heroic mode and we have prestige mode for things, and that's its own achievement is do a prestige nightfall or raid, right? That was the
it's a trophy just called the Prestige, and it asks you to complete the X raid or nightfall strike on prestige difficulty. Now, whether or not that's going to be like just the new name for hard mode or something beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a beyond hard mode. This is
that would be cool.
Interesting.
I think it has to be because they had a heroic version of the raid listed in the trophies too, I believe.
You're right.
So there has to be prestige has to be something different.
I got it. Normal mode, heroic mode,
prestige,
Dado mode. Done.
Oh, blindfolded, one hand, sidearms only. All right, I got you.
You have to do literally optimal DPS to beat the raid.
If it's not optimal,
the only way. You won't be able to beat it in time if you don't do exactly perfect optimal DPS. Also, why isn't it called prestige mode? That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
When is this game out?
Not soon enough.
I think my bad jokes are gonna stop when the game is out, Bones. No. I'm just gonna have more material, baby.
Yeah, there's more material.
At least it'll be fresh.
God.
Do you guys think Prestige is gonna be the mode that like maybe does something like kicking you back to orbit or locking loadouts or something like that?
Well, there we go. That could be. It could be. That could be the locked loadout version. That would kind of make sense to me.
Well, Luke Smith said that we're not getting that in raids.
That's true.
For the specific reason of saying, I just got this, be right back. I'm going to go fly up into orbit and then jump back in. Constantly doing that.
We have been being misleading by talking about the raids as we know them or some shit. Because a prestige raid could be if you leave. Maybe you can't come back if you leave, or maybe you can't join it in the middle of it, or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm curious. I like the idea of getting kicked to orbit if you lose again. I mean, like that mechanic blows at times, but it's like
it's a challenge mechanic.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge mechanic, and I think we all have horror stories of year one getting booted back to orbit in a nightfall after somebody makes a single mistake and walks into some fire that they shouldn't have. I'm not opposed to that. I laughed when it happened every now and again. Except on Omnigul, when somebody messes up in between the ad rounds on Omnigul in year one. That was the only time in which I hated the back to orbit thing because that strike was just such a drag.
Friendships ended for TBL because of that.
He walked up the stairs and he never came back.
Never came back. It's all my friends gone.
Let's see what that fancy new mode can be. That's one of the things I'm most excited about. I know just enough to titillate me without it being dropped in some trailer that it's just you have to wear an emblem when you do it or something stupid. I don't want some dumb trailer thing that just ruins it for me. So I'm excited. Oh man. By the way, speaking of dumb emblem things, we all make our sick new clan banners. I know Bones literally fed half of Twitter's posts with clan banners.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good times.
I uploaded 32 more to an Imager album, so go check my Reddit history. And surprisingly, all of those I made, I can't really find one that really fits with Future Warbones. It just doesn't. None of them really make sense. So I am without a real clan banner that I'm happy about. So that's cool.
You know, I had a question for you guys, because you know the clan stuff did come out this week, so you can go on there, you can kind of edit your clans and whatnot. How would you guys have felt if they allowed you to fully customize your clan emblem with whatever sort of emblem you like how they do in Call of Duty, where you can create your own emblem?
Oh God, that's opening.
Dicks and ass and boobs.
I would love that idea on paper, but it's
how long until the penises?
Yeah, I like that idea for us,
with, like,
for adults.
Like,
yeah, I like it when trustworthy adults, let's go with that, are allowed to do something like that. But I don't think I want to put that into the hands of the general T for teen public. All right,
Call of Duty Black Ops went out of control in like a month. They had like goatsy emblems and like it was. Let's move on.
But just imagine
it's a wonderful thing, though,
the
creativeness from some people when they're given, like with Battlefield 4, you had all these shapes, like just shapes, like, and the creativity that went into trying to form a million of these shapes into the right kind of defaults to get a penis or a bum or boobies.
How many shapes is the minimum amount of shapes you can give a man before he turns an online Black Ops emblem into a cock?
Yep.
That should really be like an internet rule. Like, given enough time, the internet will, and any sort of creative tools, the internet will make a penis out of it. Like,
there's a dev term for it, time to penis. There is like a dev term for it. I think where was I reading?
Time to penis.
Time to penis. TTP.
T2P. T2P.
Yeah.
TTP.
What is the T2P on your average FPS online game?
Fallout's newest.
I'm gonna say like a
video.
Yeah.
T2P. All right. Shall we move to questions? Shall we do that?
I think we should.
Please.
Yes.
Okay. And can we try to answer more than 2 questions this week?
Perhaps.
Yes. Well,
let's try and do that.
Perhaps.
Let's hit us with questions
from Battle Jitney, the Right Honourable Battle Jitney, and he wanted to know: does all the new info that's been out this week change your mind concerning which class to main for the beginning of Destiny 2?
That's a good question.
It actually does help me. Knowing that Nightstalker is going to be there helps me feel like I'll be more useful in PvE activities potentially as a hunter. So it does make me more likely to choose Hunter over Titan, which would have been my probably choice before.
The choices of choice.
Yeah. So there we go. It does a little bit.
Not me. I'm still going to go Warlock.
Warlunk.
Same here.
Done.
Warlunk.
Done.
Warlunk. Everything. It's just the answer to everything. Warlunk. Fat luck.
Yeah, we're not very diverse here on the show.
We're not exciting. No.
It's gonna be
let's see. The 4 competent gamers all picked Warlock, and then Mega chose Hunter. Wonder what that means. Wonder if I should feel like I'm making the wrong choice right now.
Question in the
thing. You can have 3.
Yeah.
You can have 3
That's
of
true.
them. You know,
Yeah.
True. I can have 3 hunters. You're right.
Yeah.
3 hunters.
God,
Amazing.
What a choice.
Fallout. Sorry, mate. I cut you off. There you go.
Yeah, I got a question from Serotonin in the chat. How do you guys? Oh no. How? I thought he said, "Do you guys plan on?" Okay. How do you guys plan on saying goodbye to D1? I wasn't planning on any specific farewell ceremony. Maybe I'll go out into the patrol and shoot a Mida multi-tool up into the sky 6 times and then turn off the game forever.
Yeah.
I've got a little plan. I've got a 1 open slot that I've never leveled up a character between my 2 consoles. I've got a Warlock that I've never done the story through with. I'm gonna play through the story one last time, I think, and then I'm gonna just delete everything slowly on all of my characters except for what I might absolutely need in the case of having to film something in the future in Destiny.
Why do that though? I'm just curious.
Because that way I can go through everything and reminisce about it, you know? That's my only reason to go through it all.
Can't you go through each one and reminisce without deleting it?
But I don't need it. So it's like, now that I've reminisced, let's ditch it. It's fucking gone to me. It's more fun. It adds closure. Why do anything, Fallout? Why play the game to begin with? I want the closure. It'll be fun for me. I think it'll be a fun thing for stream too, to just fucking go through and delete shit. People will like it.
You're going to regret that though, because this is what's going to happen. Nostalgia
Okay.
is going to grow like a small seed into a big tree over time, and eventually you'll want to go back to your Destiny 1 account and make some kind of Husky Raid machinima with everything, and you won't be able to because you've deleted it all. There you go. See, look, you can thank me later.
Get him.
I think I'm booting up Destiny 1 again ever. You fucking high.
I will, because there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that's never coming back because it just created so many issues and problems.
That's
and
true.
Stuff, you know,
These guns are now unique. They're being destroyed, taken away forever. I don't want to delete them. Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Some of us never got them either. You know?
You okay there? You okay, sir?
Chill on the great story.
I'll be sitting in the corner with a steaming hot cup of Perrier and a Prozac.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there we go. So yes,
Story's gonna keep playing and grinding for a Luna that doesn't have fucking casket mag on it after D2 comes out.
I have a question with a very easy answer from Death Mantle. Do you think they'll remaster D1 raids? No.
No.
Because if they're going to put any time and energy into a raid, they're going to make a new and exciting one. Because if they put out an old one, they'd be like, hey, maybe they'd appreciate like a D2 Vault of Glass. And then the community would be like, wow, really? Thanks for giving us the raid. We already played Bongo.
Wouldn't he mean like a remastered raid that's in Destiny 2, not in Destiny 1? Like, I can kind of see that question making a bit more relevance.
I assumed he just meant would they take an old raid and copy it over into the D2 engine and have us be able to access it. Like they're not echoes of the past mission, and you fucking click on it and it takes you through the raids or something. I'll tell you, I do believe that will happen someday, but it'll be like in the Destiny 1 15th anniversary made by 343 when they fucking get to make their remaster
when they
version.
take over Destiny.
Yeah, just like when we go through the exact same thing and we're already moved on to whatever Bungie's next thing is. All right. That's when we'll get our remastered edition Destiny 1 and everybody be like, why? And it'll be that. I don't know. It'd be cool. I'd do it. I'd play them if they were in there. I mean, I don't think they will, but
if they were ever to bring any sort of content from year one back, and speaking like non-weapons, non-armor, I think it'd probably be PvP maps. But even then, I don't think they're going to do that because it's just a different game. It's it was built from the ground up with a completely different philosophy in mind that might not work so well with some of the maps from Destiny 1. I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Best thing I could see is if in the future we get some sort of raid that has elements of the other ones kind of in it,
I could see that
for lore reasons or something. Like you end up in the Vault of Glass room and you're like, whoa, what the hell? And then but you fight something different there. Like it's not the same experience. It's just
I would really love to travel to D1 locations. We already know that there's a Crucible map where the Iron Tower is and everything like that, but stuff like that, just I'll go back. I don't mean to say like I want to run a mission on a place I went to backwards. I just meant like it'd be so cool to stumble upon something that you suddenly recognize. I think that'd be awesome.
Bones, what if in D2 there's a side mission where you get the opportunity to become the Exo Stranger and you go back in time to D1 to give past Bones,
and he wants. And that's why when he asks you to explain shit, you don't even have an explanation.
I don't know, bro.
I don't even have time. Dude. I don't know.
You're like, wait, I really don't. There's a clock ticking on the lower part of my screen, and I have to get out of here. And I can't handle talking to your dumb, naive ass right now. Don't kill the
You're not even going to be able.
Whatever you did back then, all right? We've got real stuff to deal with.
Yeah. The reason why that doesn't make any sense, though, Fallout, is that would imply that our character could speak. And obviously, our character doesn't speak.
Rest in peace.
There's some stuff about that I've been curious. I'm derailing here a little bit, but long time ago, an article said there were like text boxes, like we choose which one we're gonna say, what we're gonna reply with. I don't even know if that's still gonna be a thing. And
really hidden at this
That'd
point.
be
But
really, really well hidden.
Yeah. I'm glad that there wasn't that. I don't picking the answer. What should I say? I don't want to be too aggressive, but I don't want to be a pussy. Yeah. What should I say?
I like it. I like those moments because I'm always nervous I'm making the wrong decision. And,
exactly. Save before every conversation.
Yeah. Life is strange. Yeah.
Or you do it Mass Effect style, where it's like, which option do I say in the dialogue that gets me the quickest to having sex with this character?
Banging, baby. That's right. Yeah. What's the bang option?
How can I get some lotion on Zavala's skin as soon as possible?
Gotta rub his head.
Thank God you're okay, Zavala. And then the other one is like, wow, you look stressed. How about a back rub?
That armor must be heavy.
But the other thing is in the trailer, the launch trailer, it had the badass scenes. It was where the speaker was revealed to still be alive. Ikora's blowing stuff up on the drive-bys and stuff. But I swear, and if Nem is in the chat, he can back me up on this. I swear, when the Titan gets kicked across the platform by Gaul, there's like a sound. There's like there's some sort of thing that was there and not in the beta. And I guess we'll find out tomorrow if we can replay Homecoming on PC. But if they added it in, but I swear there's a little sound there. The Guardian made a sound.
Can I talk about the moment you mentioned with shooting on the Sparrow and how badly I wish that was a thing I could do because it's so cool when she does it. And I was just like, I just want one mission at least or something where I get to fucking drive by a bunch of fallen oh my god.
I wonder why that's not a thing.
With the chaperone?
I don't know.
Boom.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so awesome. But
because then you get idiots and strikes just bringing their Sparrow all the way to the boss.
I already do.
They're not doing FPS at all.
Too late.
Yeah. Then they get the amazing video of somebody soloing the raid boss on their Sparrow the whole time. Like, oh my god, that's worth it alone. Come on,
ramming something off a cliff.
The Kotaku article the next day.
So another
strikes wrong.
Do we need another question? Anybody got another question before we continue to derail further and further?
We only answered 2 again.
No, you find us one more. We're answering 3. Damn it, Fallout.
All right, here's one. Jaro Man, I think we've answered this question before. It doesn't matter. Reading it again. Will you start D2 with a brand spanking new character or a character that you transferred over from D1?
Still got my Warlock, baby. We're going all the way.
That's right.
September 9th, 2014 to whenever they turn off the servers.
Till whenever. I like my Warlock.
I'm creating new ones probably. I specifically made my Hunter to look like a bitch for possible machinima reasons that we never went with. So like, I absolutely hate the way my Hunter looks. It's every time I see his face, I'm like, gee, why did I do this to myself? Like he is the ugliest thing I could make on purpose, and I hate it. And so I don't want that life. Not anymore.
It depends what the new options are. I mean, like you can. That's the thing. You got 3 character slots. You can do what you like. There's the variety of stuff that you can do. You can go fuck yourself. How about that? You can give me a kiss. You can donate, pledge. And,
there it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. The above. I think story's legitimately gone insane right now.
I've run out of tea. The tea's gone. The tea has gone. Where has the
precious lifeblood of the Englishman?
It's not even. It's peppermint tea. I only have peppermint tea at this time in the morning, you know? So it's not the lifeblood. It'd have to be black India tea to be lifeblood, or Yorkshire tea, which is Indian tea, I think, essentially.
Welcome to the Planet Desta Tea podcast, guys.
Oh my god.
That's a reach.
I'm not even going to justify that with a dramatic walk away from the camera moment. Yeah. I'm just going to get on to the next part of the show. Do you got another question or something?
Yeah. There we go.
John, do we have another, or is it? I don't know.
PC beta. Does anyone know the time that it comes? Is it like Iron Banner time or what?
I thought it was like 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That's what I was
usual
told.
Weird Bungie release schedule.
That's what I was told.
Has anyone seen the list of possible or known issues? Because it actually looks like the PC beta is indeed an actual beta and not a demo. Ooh. So yeah, you might. There's a list. I'll post it in the chat. It's worth having a look through if you're going to play on PC because there are some pretty hefty problems. Like, you might not be able to just boot up and go, yay, I can play this. There might be a jungle of issues for you to dodge and stuff like that. So frequent yourself with this list and prepare for stress. But be optimistic, because you know the power of positivity might defend you from all the issues and stuff as well. So be careful of that.
God damn it! I just thought of another thing I wanted to talk about that I read that we. Whatever.
It's a hot dog, a sandwich.
No. It was gonna be how you can choose what region you play in on the PC version, right? And that could potentially help out people not having to play with, I don't know, ludicrously far away places that ruin your connection.
This is great stuff that came out the other day. It just works. It seems to work on paper. It seems to work in the same way as Overwatch. So let's say, for example, that you've got a fire team that consists of so many people from the EU and so many people from America, and you want to play together. You all just simply select the same region and you will be able to play together. So as far as PvE is concerned, it shouldn't negatively impact PvE in any way, shape or form. So the fire team just needs to select the same region in order to be able to play together. For PvP, it means a hell of a lot of good things, Guan.
I was just going to say, for like the competitive tournament side, you could be like, all right, we have 2 teams and we want to match up for a tournament match with no private matches. Hopefully that gets fixed. It's like, all right, just send your region to Antarctica, boys. All right, 3, 2, 1, launch.
Yeah. Well, like, it means that 5 people. Like, Story can not have to play with people that have horrible connections in his part of the world.
Yeah,
right?
No. There is no. What it means, what it does essentially means for like EU players and like Asian players as well, is that by default they won't be playing against other regions. Like even though it won't eliminate it, because obviously you could have somebody that's in the States that selected EU as their region, but obviously that isn't going to be like a rife, you know, like a hugely high percentage kind of environment, you know, because on Overwatch, it's like people do it for fun. Oh, I'll play on the Asian servers for a while and play with different people, but they don't do it as a daily, everyday thing. It's like, I'll have an advantage by playing, you know, on Asian servers, because they don't. The higher the ping on PC, the worse experience that you usually have. But then again, it's peer-to-peer. We don't know what kind of compensation or lag compensation there is yet. That will probably be tested by all the channels and stuff, but I think that suggests a really good thing. Like, a lot of people will be like, holy shit, no, I can't play with my American friends when I want to play PvE. It's like, of course you can. They're not going to like deny you to play with your friends, especially for PvE stuff. It just means that there's a lot more sense for PvP. It's going to be a shame that if it's not available on console, though. I think that's, you know, regions are good. They're good. They make sense. They're logical. But yeah.
Yes, I think it's a good thing, and if nothing else, it allows you to at least make a proactive move if you feel like you're getting shit lobbies. Even if switching still leads to more shit everywhere you go, at least you have that feeling where you can be like, well, this region sucks right now. I'm gonna try a different one for people who just feel like they're powerless in those moments.
That fleeting feeling that you actually have control of your own life.
Exactly. Yes. What we all seek but never really have.
It's gonna suck for like some people, obviously, because you know that there usually is only 3 regions, like by default. That's US, Asia, and EU. So EU is going to be like Australia, you know, as well. You know, unless they have an Australian region as well, which I bloody well hope so, because that's the thing when you start splitting up these regions. If they're not very fairly, you know, like divided, then there is going to be some bias. So EU might be the worst, you know, like because of how, you know, how much distance it stretches. But you never know. We'll have to see. But good move. I'm feeling good about that. Anyway, I give that a thumbs up so far.
He likes it.
I like it.
He likes it.
I like it.
There it is. Is that Are we done?
Are we going home? Is it home time?
Going home? Is it home time?
It is. It's actually we're 5 minutes over. So there you go.
Did we?
5 minutes over. Right on schedule. All right, everybody. If you're here with us for the live show on Twitch, don't go anywhere. Bones, lock the door. Because now's the time to give us suggestions in the chat on who you think we should all raid, which is something you at home can join us for next time on the show if you tune in live. Remember, the PD podcast is every Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And for us here at the PD podcast on Fallout Plays, you can find me over at youtube.com/FalloutPlays and twitch.tv/FalloutPlays. You can find Story at youtube.com/StoryMachine and twitch.tv/StoryMachine. Story Machine is spelled with a 4, not an A, because, yeah.
Because he's the man for you.
The man for you.
I gotta end this before Mega makes another joke. You can find Bones over at crucibleradio.com and on the Crucible Radio podcast. You can find Mega at youtube.com/HuskyRaid and twitch.tv/MegaMagwitch. And you can find The Black Link at youtube.com/TheBlackLink and nowhere else. And thanks for joining us. See you next week.